I've been planning to make a video on JFK and this hoax assassination for a while. A lot of people believe he was some type of hero. He would have never been president and made it to where he was unless he sold out long ago. People are always looking for heroes, and there are none that make it to the top of this world. So take a look at John F. Kennedy doing the Masonic handshake with David McKay, the connection with the Mormon Church, Latter-day Saints. Also Patrick Melody, basically the same Masonic handshake, just a little bit of a close-up. This was just months before the supposed assassination of JFK. And again, for those that think JFK is some type of hero, telling the American people they're going to send a man on the moon before the end of the decade.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing.
If JFK was a real truth speaker, he would tell the American people, there's no way we can get to the moon. We don't have that technology. Of course, passing off the lie that they can get a rocket into space and land on the moon, which is a complete joke. They can't do it today. They couldn't do it back in 1969. I'm getting to the occult of JFK himself. Just take a look at his name. Of course, Kennedy, for those that know about Freemasonry, the highest degree in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 33. Kennedy just so happens to be 33 as well. The day he supposedly died, November 11th. November, of course, being the 11th month of the year. Added to 22, you get 33. You're just taking a look at the supposed location of his death, his assassination in Dallas, Texas. It was just off the 33rd parallel. So you have all these occultic numbers associated the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. Now let's take a look at the actual location of the supposed assassination, which I find very interesting. It was on Elm Street. Let's take a closer look. And an interesting connection to the 80s here with A Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, a reference to JFK's supposed assassination with Elm Street. Another thing I find interesting, taking a look, Elm Street here in Main Street in Commerce. What does this basically represent? This is basically an upside down trident, and I'll get to that in a little bit. It also reminds me of the occult of this logo here. You've all seen this many times. The Atari logo. For anybody that understands what's taking place in this world, the so-called elite own every aspect of our society. Not only politics, Hollywood, the music industry, even the video game industry. And look here, another angle here, Elm Street, and basically, like I said, it's basically a trident, just like the occult of 9/11. Basically, the pitchfork. You have the Ukraine coat of arms, Maserati, Malaysian Airlines. Basically, the trident sideways. Basically, 2 3s as well for 33. Now, before breaking down the footage, the infamous footage that supposedly took place on Elm Street in Dallas, Texas. Let's take a look at who filmed the event. Got all the attention. It's Zapruder. Let's take a quick look at his background here. Basically a Russian Jew. And the connection with the Jews. What's taking place in this world. For those that know, that own and control this world, they're nothing but Jewish Freemasons. Now, breaking down the footage itself, let's take a look here. First thing you'll notice, you'll see these 2 police motorcycles making their way on Elm Street. I'm going to pause it here for a second. You're going to see basically a splice in the filming here, where out of nowhere, after these 2 police motorcycles roll by, you're going to see basically JFK's limo just appear out of nowhere. I'll just play this one more time through without stopping so you can see what's taking place. Clearly see 2 motorcycle cops, then out of nowhere again, here comes JFK. Now, one thing to notice, JFK here, and you'll see the sign. I believe there's something taking place here, potentially another splice of the film, and this is where the fakery takes place, basically after JFK's limo passes the sign. Take a look. Now right here, I find it interesting with the people in the background. You've been waiting here a long time. And here's JFK, and they're not even looking at him, at his direction. The woman in the back. Take a look at JFK here. Again, you see people looking the other way. You see what's taking place here. Basically, JFK's limo in the background footage. Basically, just a composite layered on top of each other. It just doesn't match up. Now, right here, I want to break this down. Supposedly getting his head shot at this point. To me, it was no human. It was more like basically a mannequin placed in the car. Take a look at this footage. Well, before I even play, I want to mention, you're going to see the hair get basically blown back, and it looks like there's a band around his head. But basically, they had something in this dummy, this mannequin's head, which blew up. And basically, what happened was this wig, or whatever you want to call it, toupee, this fake head of hair, gets blown off to the side, and it looks very unnatural. That's because, again, it's nothing more than a mannequin, a dummy. Take a look. I'm going to play this in slow motion. Basically play clip by clip. You're going to see that explosion takes place. And you're going to see, again, it looks like a band around his head. Right there. Basically, the hair on this dummy, mannequin, whatever you want to call it, and there's the band. Doesn't make sense, doesn't add up with a real person being shot. There you go. See that band? Basically, here's the wig or toupee or whatever you want to call it on the mannequin. Just another image there. Doesn't look right because it's not right. Right there. What's going on with that? Another slow-mo of it without stopping it. You can see right there again. It's like there's a band with the hair. And just more of the same, this time in black and white so you can get more detail. Take a look again. You clearly see it. Maybe even more apparent with this video footage. Super slow motion. See that explosion, basically. And then right there, you see the hair go back. Doesn't look right. Doesn't look like a real human. Going very slow with this video right there. Clearly see, again, it's like a band. The hair isn't all the way in the back. Really slow. Again, there you go. Tell me what this is. This is not a real human being shot in the head. So a little bit closer. What is this? Top of his head looks completely flat. Just doesn't add up. Super slow-mo. Here you can see the top of his head. Completely white. Where's the blood? There should be blood at that point. There should be massive amount of blood. It's completely white. Just doesn't seem right because it's not right. Play it again. Right there. Just seems odd. Very odd. So to me, again, look back here slower. Where's the blood? Basically, it was just a prop, an explosion. See blood anywhere. Does not make sense. Nothing more than, again, a mannequin or a dummy. And just for reference, I'll play the video all the way to the end where the limo goes basically under the overpass. One thing I find interesting, there is a Basically, a mother and father with their child. They just stand there looking at this all going on. Supposedly, they don't do anything with the child. They don't cover the child. They're just standing there watching what's taking place. It does not add up. Like nothing. This entire episode, this drama, nothing adds up. Right here, you see the child with the father. He has his hand on him. You see this all taking place. This, to me, does not add up. First thing you do is protect your child after hearing gunshots. What's up with that? They're still looking, still standing, watching. No way. There they go. Basically, crisis actors driving off into the sunset. That's all they're doing. Just taking a look at this footage here. A little bit better quality than my previous footage shown. Clearly see nothing but a wig or a toupee being blown off. It's basically prop. Passed off as JFK. Take a look. Again, super slow-mo. Right here you're going to see again that band around the head with the hair all the way back. The hair all the way back here. Here's his shoulder blade. Here's his back. And look how far his hair is. And here's his head. And there's that band or whatever device to hold the hair down. Just blew up. Because again, it's nothing more than a mannequin. A little bit slower here. Again, look how far back the hair is and the head. There's no way his head is all the way back here. This is the hair. Just another image here. Look at that. See the top of the head and that band. And there's the hair. Kind of creepy looking at this. You see the hair all the way back here. As I showed earlier. I'm going to go back again. Let's take a look prior. Again, here's his shoulder blade. Here's his back. Look how far the hair goes. All the way back here. And here's his head. Definitely something not right with this. People don't want to see it, don't want to believe it. That's on them. Completely fabricated. Again, with all the hoaxes and psyops taking place today, still doing the same thing. The same tricks are working on the masses over and over again. Again, like I said earlier many times, there's nothing new under the sun. Over the years, millions of people have taken part of this false debate. Was it Lee Harvey Oswald? Was it the government? When the supposed assassination of JFK was nothing more than a hoax. So people might ask, what happened to JFK if he was not assassinated? Just taking a look here, interesting enough, with JFK compared to Jimmy Carter. Take a look at the comparison with the ears. Just a little bit of a close-up. Look at the ear design here. The very bottom of the ear lobe, right above it. Extremely similar. Exact same angle. Pretty close. Looks like a pretty good match to me. Again, the lower part of the ear, right above the bottom of the ear lobe. Pattern is very similar. Taking a look here at this image I showed before in a previous video. You can see here JFK is looking to his right. This is the exact side image of Jimmy Carter. Take a look at the earlobe and the comparison again. Concave part. Again, this is a side view. Jimmy Carter. This is more of an out of an angle with JFK. Can't see the complete concave. But on the left ear, really good side by side. You can see the match. One thing I found very interesting about Jimmy Carter. Of course, there is a real Jimmy Carter, and there is JFK playing Jimmy Carter. Found this interesting. Back in 1979, they had an article in Newsweek about the different parts in his hair. I mean, people have a natural, grain to their hair, and your hair naturally grows, and goes to one direction. And why did Jimmy Carter change his part in his hair? And it was asked. Basically, he stated, "Do you want a serious answer?" The president asked one reporter. "Well, I don't have one to give you." And he just left it at that, basically, which I find very interesting. You can look at other celebrities online, such as Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt. Over the years, they have the same exact hairline. They never change it. For some reason, Jimmy Carter decided to change his hairline. Just taking a look at these two images of these two. These are not the same two people. Show some more images of Jimmy Carter. Take a look at his earlobe here. Goes down a bit more. Now let's take a look at this comparison photo. The real Jimmy Carter and the fake. Basically, like I said, one is JFK. Very strange things taking place in this world. Basically, take a look here, and you can see there's a mole where it looks like a mole. Jimmy Carter's right side of his face, and here there's nothing. And the ears are different as well. Again, compare the ears to here. This one here. I know people might say, "Oh, he's grinning. That makes his ear come down." No, it doesn't. You can try grinning or smiling and just feel your ear. It does not do this. And smiling does not change the shape of your ear. Again, taking a look at the side by side. Definitely two different people. And I brighten this image up to get a better idea of the ear. These ears are not the same. What's up with that? Jimmy Carter showing he's part of the club of deceivers, throwing up the 666 hand sign. This world is nothing. What we're told, what we believe. People can't grasp what's taking place here. Also, take a look. The basic line coming down here on the side of his mouth. As compared to here, you see different line going through. You see a line here and a line coming basically through the side of his mouth. You don't get it really here. It's just two different people. Again, this world is nothing what it seems.
I'm just living out the American dream, and I just realized that nothing is what it seems.
Must be the ones who start to mold a new reality, closer to the heart, closer to the heart.